It's weird because like I grew up alongside him playing Dota.
Yep.
When he got into Dota 2, I looked and I was like, that guy was garbage. He's not going to make. I saw him go to Korea and I was like, yeah,
good luck over there, buddy.
All the washed-up pros who can't make it in the real world are going to Korea to play the next on star. Like that's what Korea was. It was the laughing stock of the Dota scene to some extent.
Yeah, before March,
somewhat unwarranted, and over time the Koreans obviously proved themselves fantastically. But I mean, I kind of laugh. We were still kind of friends back then, but over time, obviously, he got very successful, had tons of results, but. He's a very emotional guy, and I think
he is. That's partly why I loved him playing, because he played emotionally as well.
Yeah, that's where the Aussie pride came back for God. As soon as QL started doing well, he's like, "You're the best, buddy."
Yeah, well, he's got others to cheer for today, and we shouldn't be too mean because it is Australia upside down day today.
That's true.
Yeah.
Happy Australia Day.
Yes, happy upside down world today. We're going to get back to this draft fairly shortly. Let's move towards that, I guess. I also wanted to talk a little bit about 707D. Has it made that much of an impact? I feel like there were some item changes and there were some minor changes to heroes, but it doesn't seem to have impacted too much. I mean, Morphling probably is the biggest one, I guess. Yeah. Not being picked. We haven't seen it at all here, have we?
I think the biggest single thing is I don't think we've had a settled meta since since before TI, really. If you looked
at 7.0.
If you look at ESL One Hamburg, there were still innovations. There were still heroes coming to the fore. Yeah. At the end of 706, and then we have this massive new patch, and we've had 3 sub-patches since. I think it's almost an axiom of Dota that when nobody knows what's good, everybody just gravitates back to push strats. And I think we're almost seeing that right now, that the meta is very unsettled. People are 1 and 2 heroes right now. The successful 1 and 2s are almost all pushing cores. I think we are going to see some evolution away from that, but it's going to be slow, I believe.
Is that good or bad, though?
It's probably good. I think overall we're seeing the game head in a pretty interesting direction. I mean, I personally love all the changes with talents. I like that 7D nerfs where it's like the Mask of Madness, Medusa farming cores. That was not the most exciting to watch. So we're seeing much more team fight, much more focus on taking objectives and not just sitting back, farming up your ancient sacks and all that. So I do like the tweaks we've seen throughout the patches.
Don't forget the most important change
good place
of 707D. Change of Meteor Hammer channeling time from 3 to 2.5.
Now we're talking.
Now we've got some combo material ready.
Are you trying to ruin everyone's
here as well?
Yeah, everyone build Meteor Hammer.
Yeah. What was who pulled off a really good one the other day?
Kuro,
was it? Yeah, that's
ancient apparition. Pulled down the Meteor Hammer on the Tusk Snowball.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you're gonna snowball, huh?
Yeah.
You're gonna put yourself up in one little area, huh?
Yeah, worked perfect.
See you in 2.5 seconds.
Yeah. How many more buffs does it require Aeon Disc to become useful?
It is useful.
It is useful?
Okay, it's very niche situation, but it's fantastic in those situations.
Okay. All right, let's get back to the draft then. As you can see, we're through the bans. Any surprises, Alan?
No, I think that the big innovation, obviously, here, really, I think the only change from game 1, the Omni Knight is different, but also Newbee choosing to take the SF off the board instead of the clock. So they're just going to go ahead and get rid of the SF directly.
Instead of the Death Prophet as well, which is... I feel like Newbee's planning to first 2 pick it, since they're not banning it. And they know Vici's unlikely to first pick a Death Prophet, so I think Newbee's 1-2 is going to be like a Death Prophet +1.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Hovering over the Shadow Demon?
Yeah, I saw that too.
Oh, no.
First pick SD.
So the change up is, they're like, all right, we have first pick again. Guys. Wait. They have first pick this time.
No, Newbee had first pick last time.
There you go. That's I was trying to make.
That is the right answer, by the way.
We have first pick. What's the most OP hero of the patch right now? Really liking it.
Well,
so when they hovered over Shadow Demon, I was like, that's not the OP hero. What are you doing?
If you believe the pub numbers, it's Lycan. If you believe the pro match numbers, it's either Elder Titan or Terribly. Just depends. I think it's Lycan, personally.
I'm on the Elder Titan bandwagon.
I think ET is fantastic. This is not a hero. You know, it's interesting because as recently as a couple weeks ago, first phase Tiny was a staple. We've seen first phase Tiny fall off a little bit.
Yeah, it was their last game and didn't get banned out until the second stage, so... Interesting. Naga, again, very early on. They're instantly just prepping a team fight.
And Naga looks really good with Tiny as well. You've got the minus armor coming down from the Riptide. Not normally what you talk about. Obviously, the Ensnare very strong versus the Lycan as well. You just want really solid lockdown versus this Lycan hero.
Was that Naga a ban-worthy Naga from the first game? Could you have called that a borderline first ban?
Definitely borderline, but it's kind of like you always got to pick your poison a bit.
I think if it makes sense, you definitely would have banned it second phase. But
I would ban Naga against Newbee. I would give them.
Yeah. Naga, just out through the numbers, Naga is now 29, after that last name, 29 and 10. Almost at 75% win rate in the last 30 days in Pro Dota.
That's bannable, isn't it?
It's pretty bannable. I think if this were another team, I'd say you go Tusk here. Oh, no, it is already banned. Okay, yeah. It is already banned.
First ban both games.
Lion, oh man. Well,
why Lion?
It's a Lionum Classic.
I guess. It's not like it's a core Naga, though.
They wanted 2 disables because Tiny is so good at getting rid of them.
I mean, 4-0 on it this patch, one of the winningest Lion players all time.
Burst damage, really important versus Naga Siren, I would say, is the biggest thing, combined with the fact that you have strong initiation, strong lockdown. So you can jump the Naga, blow her up, or you can jump another hero and blow it up before the Song of Siren comes in, and they can't take the fight against you in a 5v5 because they're down a number.
You get 0 burst out of the Lycan, I guess, so yeah, coming from elsewhere in the draft.
I mean, don't you have to ban Enigma?
Tide first, Enigma second, perhaps. That should be the 2 bans unless they really feel like they can run over Newbee's draft, which is possible. If they had a Lycan last game, things would have been very, very different. That's the kind of pick they needed to run over this heavy teamfight draft because you just push through towers so fast, you take Roche, you get the Aegis, which is the counter to the teamfight draft, and then you can punish those cooldowns going down. Black Hole's being used, Sleep's being used, boom, we take 2, 3 objectives.
Yeah. I don't know. Enigma's a slow enough hero I'd actually be okay with giving it up. I'm being much more afraid of that Rider.
That was actually a counterpoint that I wanted to make for what you said, Gods, is that not only did Vici not have enough of a push, but their 2 cores didn't go pushing item builds. The Weaver going Diffusal first instead of Deso, the SF going Yasha first. They didn't have a whole lot of... If you look at how EG played their no teamfight lineup, it was very much centered on pushing towers, not just tankiness.
So they do ban the Enigma. Death Prophet banned by Newbee.
Yep.
Dat Raptor? No.
Oh, I like this.
Okay, it's either one of the 5 positions that gives you really big team fight that's set up off with an Naga Siren. I thought it was going to be Disruptor.
So did I. Face
Sleep
Disruptor.
Is so good, but
they love it as kind of like a setup to secure them a lot of easy kills, but
yeah, we saw
Tiny.
Yeah. So Warlock's really good versus Lycan in some regards and really bad in other regards. Can't slow him. That's a big problem with Upheaval, but Fatal Bonds is much better if the Lycan is going to go as Necro build and you have some AoE combo. Right? Imagine a Lycan who tries to run at somebody, gets Fatal Bonds, and then Avalanche and Tiny hits him up. Ooh, yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah,
that is a really good pick.
Insta PL.
Oh, they did not have to think about that one.
They knew that was coming.
Yeah, so Tiny likely going to be the offlaner for KP, which is the adjustment. You know, they see Tide Enigma ban, that KP's hero pool kind of being targeted, getting chopped away at, so the Tiny likely going to be in the offlane for him. Tiny with Naga help can be very, very strong at contesting lanes, which is something Lycan doesn't want. We've seen EG mostly run Lycan mid because you're just going to find often a better matchup than in one of the side lanes.
But again, where's the team fight for Vici? I mean, Lion can combo well in a team fight lineup with all of his burst damage and his multiple disables, but he's not team fight by himself.
They got 2 picks left. Not that that's necessarily going to give a team fight, but Tinker with Lycan. Hard to fight into if your Lycan's pushing and you're just laying down all the March of Machines.
I think Tinker is actually a really good pickup here for the reason that Newbee's pace of game is not the fastest, and it exploits the fact that they don't have a tremendous amount of... Like, they don't have a whole lot of catch for him. They're not really the lineup that's going to pressure you a bunch, and this Tinker is going to have a lot of free time to be able to just push out side lanes constantly. And then Vici Gaming can play a 4-man crew with everyone else. On top of that, they've got a Bounty Hunter Tinker combination, which is super good.
Yep. And
it means that in their team fight, they also have superior team fight, I think.
It's also great because there's only one hero you can really counter with, which I'm sure is Storm. Like, I don't know anything else Vici can really consider banning.
Yeah, I think...
Yeah, I mean, SCCC Storm was 2 games against Liquid yesterday. I think he was like 30, 10, and 36. I can't believe they lost game 2.
Bat Rider, 100% the ban. There's no question.
You don't think
and I think
Storm could have been a ban.
I think Storm for Newbee here is I'm totally on this God's
I don't know,
offlane Tiny bandwagon.
I guess it's where it always comes down to where the Tiny's going. Like I'm kind of in my head like Tiny's playing this offlane Tiny, but
For me, it's like the lineup is super slow. You have a Tiny offlane, you have 2 supports that don't do a whole lot for you early, you have a Phantom Lancer and a Storm that both need to farm up. That, for me, pace of game-wise is a little bit too slow.
yeah,
Right.
I can see that actually.
So what do you like as your offlane?
Well, I like Legion Commander for Vici Gaming here. Other than that, for Newbee, I mean, I'm okay with a Tiny offlane, but if you have to pick like an aggressive mid,
There's LC. And you know that actually makes it. I was thinking there was a small chance Newbie might pick Brood, but I think that's off the table now with LC.
Brewmaster was. Oh,
No, Brood Mother.
Oh.
I thought this would have been a sick Brood Mother game until you put in the LC.
10 seconds.
I think it's a lot tougher now.
So what are we looking for on Newbee? Looking for an SCCC hero?
An aggressive offlane or aggressive mid.
I'm more and more on their bandwagon of let's pick an offlaner because
Puck or something.
yeah, a lot of the SCCC heroes that you pick here would slow you down too much.
Dragonite perhaps like a bit faster
Yeah.
pace. Maybe as far as mid laners go, I'd look at more Dragonite.
About TA.
You're really sold on this offlane Tiny.
It's just what Newbee have done numerous times. Like KP's played quite a few games on Tiny.
I think it's fine too.
But I mean, Storm, I agree. It's slow pace, it's greedy. If you get away with it, though, it's
Zeus.
the pit. Zeus
Mid Zeus. That sounds fun.
Yeah, we've seen that before.
Play Zeus versus Lycan sounds. You go the pipe build on Lycan and Zeus just gets
Zeus versus Lycan, Zeus versus
Oh
Valor.
my God!
Serious.
There you get the Zeus.
Are you serious?
All right. If Lycan goes pipe, his game's over.
Yeah.
Okay. That might be the ballsiest call we've had on the panel all week.
That's unbelievable.
Well played.
I hate the pick, but I love the call.
I'm stumped.
Do you need to ask me?
No, I know.
You need to ask me?
I don't think I need to ask the Vici hater.
You believe in the Zeus?
I think it's pretty obvious which way it's going to
The thing is, like, Gods is completely right. It's like he could get run at by Lycan.
Yeah.
He's gonna have bounty hunter issues.
Yeah.
There is a Naga, but it's like kind of control.
Yeah.
But I think Newbee's a better team.
Okay, Gods.
I think Vici win unless Lycan doesn't get pipe. He gets pipe.
That's
Get a pipe.
That's a pretty thin line to
Necro
winning.
pipe, you win the game.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, it's standard Lycan build, I think, especially against magic damage.
Yeah. Okay.
I have to go Vici here. I think I love this call of the Zeus pick, but I think there are states of the game where
fools!
Zeus just gets run over.
How dare you insult the lightning god like that? He shall smite both of you at the end of this.
Okay, good. Some minor bluffs on here. We'll let them calm down. Instead, we'll head back to our commentary team. Odie, Pixel, and Fogged awaiting to bring you game number 2.
Thank you very much, Red Eye. We're absolutely ready to go. And as you can see, so are the crowd here in Genting as we get ourselves stuck into Game 2. Newbee versus Vici Gaming. I'm Odie Pixel. I'm here with Fogged, of course, once again. Fogged, what do we reckon? This final pick, Zeus?
I've been actually waiting for Zeus. We had it earlier in this tournament. We saw it picked up, and it was put as a 5 support, and we were like, oh. But now we get core Zeus, especially versus the Tinker. This is actually one of the better heroes. You get that Aghanims, and you're easily able to find the Tinker with that Cloud, with the Nimbus in the later stages, if they get to that point. That's the problem. They're versus a Lycan.
Okay.
And I think
this hero could just run over a Zeus if he gets a good start and right itemization, as Gods was saying, with a potential pipe build-up, or at least maybe just the hood. We'll see.
Maybe just a hood, but the thing is, this hero is just so fast-paced right now, and that's, I feel like, the way to play Dota by far right now. And I've seen this hero have so much success, but we'll see if they're going to be able to do it. I'm kind of split between the two. I like what both drafts kind of have, so I've been leaning a bit more heavily towards just team fighting lineups in this patch, but Vici has great ways to stall the game, and they have this Lycan that's just a monster hero, and Tinker Ori. That's like one of his signatures too. So
we've seen a lot of very scary performances on these heroes, and I don't want to get the first blood quite yet. We did see Vici Gaming poking around that bottom rune. But the lanes, as we are going to see, so KP at this off-lane Tiny. So talk to me about this. Something that I've not seen that often in pro games.
The off-lane Tiny? It's been happening more and more. It's just because you farm. You can do well versus like almost any matchup. You harass with your last hits. It's great. You're going to do just fine up there. And he's going to get help from Faith. So he's going to be able to pressure and farm really well versus this lane. So other little interaction that we have going is something I was thinking was going to happen a lot of the games actually coming into this tournament was the Bounty Hunter Tinker.
Yes.
Track plus Tinker is absurd once it gets to like later stages of the game. So I want to see how Fenrir does in this game. He's been really one of my stars for Vici, in my opinion, in the last upcoming weeks.
Now this mid lane, do we expect to see pretty much just sort of a watch my? It's actually the top lane that we've got to look towards as Fenrir's wrapping around. Sentry is down though for Newbee, so they're aware of him going in, but it doesn't look like that. That's actually going to save KP is there, chasing him down. Fenrir with the final touch will be able to get the kill. First blood from this bounty hunter rotation, despite Newbee having that sentry ward down and seemingly expecting it.
Yeah, Faith having the Fatal Bond skill to try to go for the harassment with the tree grab as well. You can cleave off of it and do bonus damage, but Tiny being 0 armor takes a lot of damage in this type of lane. Bounty Hunter does do a decent chunk of damage.
Coming in to play around with these two again, having these 3 up here on VG Gaming, Lan, Paparazzi and Fenrir is proving to be a little scary for Faith and KP. Will definitely keep them on their toes. KP finally hitting that level 2, so he will have a bit of a better chance now with the point in the Avalanche if they do try and make a go on him.
Yeah. That was the important thing that VG did do, is they emphasized on going for that level 1, so there was no way actually to stop.
Oh, that's my bouncy rune, Kaka says. I'll grab that one. Young 11 will be able to get his hands on a haste rune.
Is he going to go pull a wave? That would be neat. Kind of stay contesting it. So that's mid-matchup you were talking about a little bit. Yeah, trade farm, absolutely. Just going to see lots of clarities brought out for the Zeus. Tinker's going to probably be able to bully a bit just because of that bonus magic one charges, and he's not really at risk of dying at all. And we'll probably see a, Fenrir making moves around the map between that top and mid lane mostly.
Bottom lane, Young 11 trying to do his best to man up against Mugi. They have Worming Hods and procs and the passive keeping him good. Top lane though, a bit of a go being made by Vici Gaming again. There is the Shadow Word heal, helping Faith out a little bit, and it will be enough to keep him just alive. 22 HP it goes down to.
Whew, that was close.
I have to be very careful in this lane, Newbee. KP getting a little bit of farm out of here, as we can see 11 for free. He's getting more than of course over on the side of Vici Gaming down at the bottom. The Young 11 Legion Commander, but as I say that, he is getting gone on once again. Does have the Avalanche and proving to be very good at sort of stopping Vici Gaming going for a kill as long as he has that Avalanche ready and mana to do so.
I mean, Vici's never going to stop doing this because you look at their lineup, they have much more aggressive heroes. NewBee, they pretty much need to get levels online to really be doing any moves on the map. Warlock doesn't move around the map too well. Naga, if you have the right heroes can, but with this situation, you don't really. You need to bring multiple hero rotations if you want to try to pick people off. It is going to be quite a slow-paced game coming out from NewBee.
As we can see in the mid lane, down to Ori getting this lead. He has got the level advantage over the Zeus in this 1v1 matchup. So Ori having a very nice time here to begin with.
SCC's not having a fun time in that mid lane.
No. Not at all.
He'll catch back up.
Fenrir able to grab both of those bounty runes up top and in fact set up for the vision, allowing Ori to close the gap, get involved with a kill as they take down Faith on this top lane. A second kill for Vici Gaming. So more and more gold into the bank of this Tinker as Ori will be able to keep his advantage in this mid lane.
It's always the fear as a Zeus in this lane. Sure, he can get some farm, but with a Bounty Hunter in the game, he has to just stay a little bit more wary of the ganks coming out from the Tinker going this like laser rocket build that he's now seen.
Mugi CS still looking pretty hot though. Top of the board, 26 for 14. Same as the Lycan, pretty much both carries getting everything that they want out of these lanes. So only really the mid lane where there is sort of that breakaway favouring Vici Gaming, but other than that, across the map, they're still relatively close. We're going to see NewBee maybe try for something top. They have Kaka working as a bit of a bait, as they do bring both Faith and KP back to the lane, so they now have 3 heroes ready to fight as well. But of course, all spotted underneath the ward. Nevertheless, they'll still get the lockdown onto Fenrir, going in with the toss. Shadow Word brings him down. NewBee will claim the kill. So the movement, even though it was spotted out by that ward, Vici Gaming didn't react in time to get themselves back into a favorable position.
I do like that choice from Kaka. I think he's realizing like bottom lane, PL is going to be able to just farm perfectly fine down there. They need to have this Tiny actually get online because he's their playmaker. They need him to actually have quite an impact in this game so that they don't get run over by this Lycan.
I'll certainly try their best to slow down Paparazzi's CS, but it's going to be hard to do so. He has that Ring of Health, of course, as well as the headdress and the 2 points in the impulse, so he's sitting on that very juicy plus 15.8 HP regen, so very hard to harass out the lane. Yeah, Fenrir coming in with the rotation. Ori, he should have the mana to burst him down, and indeed he does. Great rotation from Fenrir with these bouncy movements, setting up for another very, very nice kill.
I think I just actually saw SCCC like pinging on him, on top of himself too, maybe asking for a sentry ward or something along those lines for his team. I think he expected that kind of movement to come in, but still gets grabbed out by it.
And I'm going to see Kaka try and lead him for a kill once again. They have the net to set things up. The Shadow Earth bringing Lanham down should be enough to pop the line. He pops the stick charges though, keeping him alive for the time being. Kaka diving in, will get the kill with the Riptide. KP TP's out, facing a bit of trouble though. Paparazzi has the walls, looking for the body blocks. Can't quite get it, may still get the kill though. He's going to do his best to chase. It doesn't look like he will be able to though. With Kaka coming in, Riptides blocks them off. Newbee will get out, so getting away with that kill. Once again on this top lane, just as you say, just trying to secure some sort of positive action for KP to be involved in up top. And still unable to really deal with that Lycan, but same to be said for the PL.
SCCC is just in such fear for his life. I actually think he's throwing down these lightning bolts, not really for harassment onto Ori. I think he's doing it just to get vision of where the bounty is.
Look at that, he's smart.
Yeah. Oh, and he actually pings that. I think he knows there's a war up there now. Yep, he does. He's pings it again.
Bottom lane, Mugi getting aggressive. Young 11. Press the attack, heals himself back up and should be fine, but quite a level difference now between these two. Level 7 on Mugi, level 5 on Young 11. As he's really putting the pressure on this tower, and Young 11 struggling to get close with the continuous onslaught of the illusions. And doesn't look like we're going to see any help coming for Mugi to apply the pressure, but there is going to be Fenrir coming down for Vici Gaming if they find a chance to make a play there. Eyeing this up, it's a bit of a difficult one. He doesn't actually have a point yet skill, but it looks like he's still got a point holding on. Yeah. So now he'll pop it. As soon as Fenrir is shown, skills of the doppelganger, jumps backwards. Quite be able to get Young 11, but he should be able to get himself back.
But he did trick. He got Fenrir a little bit there with that juke. Nice play there by Mugi under the tower.
Top lane. Same time, Newbee are going to take their time to go for a progressive play themselves onto the Paparazzi, and they'll get it. They get the kill. Cost KP his life, though. 1 for 1, but taking the Lycan off the map, whilst their PL is still good to farm, is always a good play for Newbee. As Mugi still uninterrupted down bottom, despite Vici Gaming sending a few heroes down there to make a bit of a go against him. But as it seems, 2 heroes, it's not going to be enough to take down this PL. They have to do some sort of a bigger rotation if they want to kill him early on. Top lane, another kill potential for Newbee. They lead in with the net, and Lanham it's caught out once again, trying to soak up the XP, but not ready for Newbee to come back up in the full force of this tri-lane.
I think this is just like the perfect decision making for them. They have to play around this Tiny. He needs to get this advantage like we were mentioning. And it's actually sent Paparazzi a bit going to the jungle, but he's farming just fine. He's got the Dominator finished already. Alpha Wolf's going to help him farm even faster, and Necrobook's that choice. And it seems like we've been seeing this build coming out more now for the Lycan. Is just no points in the Howl early on. Just a lot of 4-0-4 builds. He's not 3-0-2 right now, but it's more than likely.
Young 11. Still really in no threat in this lane. It's very much still a free lane for him to also continue farming, working his way towards the Blink Dagger, as long as it is just the PL down here. And for the most part, as we've seen, it has been for Newbee, as they are more than happy leaving Mugi on his own. Paparazzi starting to look towards the jungle now and keep himself away from this lane. Understandably so. Great scan here from Newbee. They know that someone's hiding in the tree line. They put the Thunder God's Wrath. They've got the dust. Very nice heads-up play there from Newbee. They knew someone was hiding and they find him.
They're like, there's no way. They're just abandoning this top lane entirely. So that was a nice play there. Getting Fenrir while he's trying to leech that experience.
I'll start to push in now. CCC turning up for some action on the top lane.
Looks like Paparazzi wants to do some kind of smoke play. He's sitting around the mid lane, pinging himself. Wants to make a move toward that bottom lane. Probably claim a tower since he's expecting Newbee to make that heavy rotation top to try to claim that tower themselves. I hope the PL is actually going for
Oh, look at this again. They're so prepared to play around this bounty. Sentry down, Dust as soon as he's out of the range of it. And Fenrir is going to go down again. Newbee making it very hard for this bounty to play. He did get us some great rotations earlier, but now Newbee are prepared for Fenrir's movements, and they've outplayed him twice.
Uh-oh, that's triple C in mid. We've got the wraparound. Paparazzi's got his ult ready. Pops it.
He's a little bit deep here, this Zeus. I don't know if there's any way he can get out of this. TP's on cooldown, and even if he wanted to do so, Lanham's there. He has got backup from the high ground. Kaka does actually have to sleep. So with that in mind, it will buy some time for the Zeus to get away. Kaka does also have a TP, but Faith, he's coming in. He's got the rock. He's thinking about fighting, and there we go. On to 3. The root's on 1, and in comes Moogie, ready for the fight to go. The burst represents SCCC. Takes out Paparazzi. They'll look towards Ori. Moogie jumps in with a double gang and double kill for SCCC, and Ori down as well. What a turnaround there. Newbee in a situation where it looked like they were going to run. But this Naga Siren coming in. Kaka says, we're going to take this fight, and they absolutely do. 3 heroes down on Vici Gaming. What a heads-up play.
Perfect positioning. Kaka just in the right place at the right time. Same thing with Faith. I love how they do that too. You seem like they were kind of like contemplating. They're like, we TP out? Oh no, wait, Faith's here. We got this fight. Very good combos to deal with the Lycan too. This is the power of the Naga. With that net, it's a hard disable that can actually grab the Lycan at all stages through that ulti.
And absolutely, we've seen, you know, in the first game how well Newbee can utilize this sort of Naga +1 combo. And Vici Gaming knew that in the draft. The Void was gone, Tide was gone, Enigma was gone.
They might be
say we can do it with Warlock.
They might be putting up a standpoint of getting rid of this Naga for Kaka, because this is starting to get ridiculous. All the combos that they're able to do with this.
What's very nice
Absolutely
as well.
perfect.
The sort of hesitation as well from Faith, because he knows that they're going to retreat and get more groups up, so he can guarantee the 3-man connection. And with Moogie turning up to the fight as well, just getting involved, and big kills for SCCC. Now, certainly, bam, this Zeus shooting up the charts, and he's up there at the top. We're going to see another fight kick off straight away, though, because Vici Gaming trying to invade the jungle. Young and Lemon's falling low. SCCC's already found the line. Again, Newbee taking down 2. As Vici Gaming coming into territory that they should not have been in, as we're starting to see this net worth shoot very early on in favor of the way of Newbee.
Newbee collapses so quickly. That's what I've noticed about their games. Even when they're trying to like take fights, you see sometimes they have like 3 or 4 people, and then you just see like the other guy just always starts making. They're always trying to take the fights with this, and that's why like the panel was mentioned. These guys, they love to draft the team fight. That's what it's all about. Vici though, can they get some momentum coming back in their way? They do have the boots of travel ready, but they don't have those type of, you know, they don't have anything that they want to like do, like on the contrary, like they're like, oh, ultis are down, but can they really go for some type of smoke play here? They really need that Legion blink before they can actually go for anything like that. So that'll probably be the crucial moment of when we actually see Vici getting more aggressive. But they don't have any way to take advantage of these big cooldowns being down. I mean, pretty unfortunate.
Until the point where there's any sort of BKB or pipe or hood on the side, you just can't go into a fight against Newbee. We've got Fatal Bonds, plus Zeus, plus you know, all of this. The Moogie now having a Diffusal Blade. There's just no way you can sort of withstand that sort of damage in a 5v5 engagement if you're Vici Gaming at this point of the game.
Yeah. I'm really glad Moogie went for the Diffusal build this game too. Yeah. I just want, I personally just like it more because it's more about that like fighting aspect. Some games I can understand the battle fury, so you can get your timings at differently, but I feel like just fighting in this patch is really rewarding.
Absolutely, especially with the lineup they have, having sort of this Tiny and Zeus. You know that these guys, they want to go now. They don't want to leave it late. Sure, the Lycan might not scale to great, but you never want to go late in a game where there's a Tinker, and especially someone as proficient as Ori, as that Tinker can always cause massive issues later on. They're hunting for him here, but he will be able to keep his distance.
KP's going to get his Blink Dagger already finished up now too, so that's going to give a lot more options for Newbee. That kill threshold can actually work pretty well with the Tiny, so he can burst people, and then with the Zeus ulti on top, he can kill most of the targets actually on the side of Vici. Some nice, very deep wards being placed in the last couple moments by Fenrir on the Bounty Hunter. So they will be able to at least see where Newbee does want to take those fights and where the smokes do come out. And I think that's the nature of their lineup, the way that they were drafting. They were just like, we're not a team fight team by any means. We just have to split up the map, use the resources as best as possible. But Newbee looking to fight non-stop.
There we go. Here's the smoke for Newbee. I believe it was just out of range of that Dire Observer ward. We'll see how well Vici Gaming are prepared. They are grouped up towards the top lane. So if a fight kicks off, they could look to turn around at the same time. Being grouped up could certainly work against them. With this Naga Warlock wraparound, can they find the perfect opportunity? Karkar's leading the way. BG have Fenrir in good position if they do head up Newbee, and doesn't look like Newbee want to from that angle. They're actually going to sweep around the rest of the jungle. Moogie though, whoa, Oh, quick doppelganger. Is it going to be enough to save him? Jumping out at the range of the duel, but there's the control. They have the stop from the center. Nice micro from Paparazzi. Sets up for the duel. Now the reaction play. Newbee, even without Mugi, they still want to try and fight. Two-man avalanche with the fatal bonds. Rips through Vici game, and they've lost 3. Lanham will get the long-range finger to find a second kill. In return to sleep. Kaka catches Ori here on the Tinker. They're bringing in the Golem. KP's there as well. They've got the damage to take him down. 4 down on Vici Gaming. And Vici Gaming can just not catch a break. They do get the PL, but with the position that Newbee were in, they're fine with Mugi dying in that situation because they know they have so much potential. We saw fatal bonds plus the combo from Tiny Zeus. It just deletes heroes on Vici Gaming at this stage.
Yeah, Newbee knew that they were all up there, but they looked like they were doing the big wraparound because they were waiting for the Zeus ulti to come back online so they get that big vision aspect before the fight comes out. And I mean, it all works out fine. Mugi's like, oh well.
Still top of the net worth, as we can see on the PL.
Yeah.
Working towards the Manta style, of course, next after played item-wise for Paparazzi. He's got the level 1 Necro, but nearly the level 2. Still trying to scale up to that point. If he can get it still before the 20-minute mark, he's still going to be happy. Relatively happy, at least, if he can find sort of the pick-offs. But it doesn't really improve his potential in the team fights. That is always going to be an issue before that pick-up or such, and he's caught out all on his own. Mugi just moves straight across the map, leading the charge. He didn't even need Faith and Kaka around with him either. With a diffusal blade and the damage coming out from this PL. Lycan down yet again.
Yeah, DD rune makes him die quite quickly. Vici now, it's looking a bit similar to the last game, right? It's starting to get to that point where Newbee is feeling pretty commanding in this one. They have such good vision on the map. They're taking all the right fights. Vici needs to get a lot done with this Blink Dagger on Young 11 now.
Oh, here we go, this wraparound. Kaka, he's found the vision here straight away. KPM with the combo. Young 11 will get the heal off. Is it enough to get him out of there? It's buying him some time, but the root flies through from Kaka. He's got the control, and that will be Young 11 down again. Ori thinking about TPing in. Cancel it, as he does not want to come into close quarters with this Newbee lineup. They're pushing in on the bottom lane, moving on to this tier 2 tower. 18 minutes in, Newbee starting to really cement their grip on this game. 7k gold lead and ever increasing at this pace.
It is going to be hard to break high ground if they ever want to go for that, unless they have...
Oh, unless they find the Tinker like this, straight away into the tree lines. KP blinks across. They've got that Tinker ward on the high ground. It's immediately pinged out by Vici Gaming. They know what's up, but those sort of wards setting up big plays and even more. Jumping from KP, he's got the control onto Venrit. Young 11 also in trouble. He's trying to get himself out. They may look to chase. Let's see. Looks like they'll play it safe. Newbee not yet wanting to dive up to the high ground. They'll keep it cool, back up, take the tier 2 tower. But Vici Gaming just seem absolutely unable to stop this momentum. And KP, he comes in. Young 11's come a bit too far forward. He's going to get held down by the root. Mugi moves in. Another kill. It's just hero after hero dying on Vici Gaming's lineup.
They're trying to take advantage of the time while the Tinker's down, try to get any damage on the tower as possible. Tinker now respawning though. Newbee standing their ground. They've got Rock available if they have mana, but he is pretty shy on that. So 170 more mana, so they're going to back up as soon as Tinker responds.
I mean, how do Vici Gaming come back into this game? What's their best plan of action? Ooh, Paparazzi able to just move himself out of range of the Avalanche. Are you just looking to the Tinker now to just stall the game and the Lycan to just split push the like he never has before?
Pretty much, it's all down to split push, and if they can somehow get that, like sneak a Roche or something, but it's looking pretty grim here for Vici with the way that Newbee's been playing around the map. They're always just seeming to fight, even when they don't have all their cooldowns available. They're taking the fights and winning them.
Shadow Blade on KP as well, so catch potential from this Tiny skyrocketing out of control. It's almost impossible for Vici Gaming to play around it. How are they going to be able to stop themselves from being jumped upon by this lineup?
It does seem pretty hard, especially because now that there's more deep vision coming out from Newbee too, so they're going to see if any of the moves, but I think the name of the game is really, like we said, Vici has to just split push the map so hard. But Newbee, I don't think that they're too unhappy about it anyway, because they've got this pretty decent dual core between the PL Tiny and Zeus. He's that weird hero. He can just become this absolute monster in damage, and Fatal Bonds does really enable Zeus to do quite a lot of damage in those team fights if they are bound up. And there is no hood or pipe built up on the side, or even in the process on the side of Vici. A bit too poor. unable to win any fights. You don't really get any gold out of
Fenrir, that bit of moment of coming out of Invis is going to cost him his life. NewB reacts straight away.
And look at this, Faith is itemizing and ready to try to close this game out. He's got the hood picked up. He's going to go for the pipe so they can try to break that high ground. It's looking real grim here for Vici.
Another tower for NewB, and there's absolutely no way that Vici Gaming can try and contest outside the base, and that is the...
Kaka nets the courier and kills off the book recipe. That was the book 3 for Paparazzi. Setting them back even more. NewBee's trying to close this out. They're going in.
Getting him outside of the base. Can they finish the kill off? Young 11 trying to run himself away. Jump up to the high ground. Kaka looking for action with the help of Mugi. Takes down Lanham. Young 11 will survive. Bottom lane. Paparazzi trying his best for the split push. KP TP's in. Will be able to claim the tower. Paparazzi will be able to sneak himself away for now. Successful split push there from the Lycan. Getting a little bit done, shoving this bottom lane right around to the base of NewB. This is exactly what Vici Gaming need to do if they want to hold a chance of staying in this series. Great tree sauce though from KP, picks up a hefty amount of gold.
Just looking so hard for the Legion.
Faith playing around with the base here. I love it.
Like this is where it's really tough because now you have a Legion commander too, and he doesn't feel like he can actually find anything on the map here. He's just kind of running around. He can't do too much.
Paparazzi, he's got to be careful. He's coming a little bit too close. Fatal bonds it down to the two of them. There's the chaotic offering drop. Catches two. Paparazzi and Lano trying to get themselves out. Quick Hex in response to hold them back. Jumping on the sidelines. Guarantees the kill onto Young 11. That's the Legion deleted. 40 seconds. Now Legion Commander Ori immediately getting that march out. We are saying that Tinker, despite... and regardless of how the rest of his team is doing, is always going to have this very frustrating potential when it comes to trying to break the high ground.
Yeah, I have a feeling we might see Kaka go for some kind of blink dagger or something on Naga Siren here. I would really like that pickup because if he can just blink in with a sleep, then they can surround on top of that Tinker. I think like blink on Naga and just Tinker Aghanims, and they can try to actually go for the closeout on top of the pipe, of course, for the Warlock. That would probably be the big scenarios for Newbee to just go for that high ground push. While for Vici, they have to keep doing that split push, and like we said, I think the Roche is so important for them to actually be able to get back into this game, but it doesn't look like it's going to be that option. And now we are seeing Paparazzi change the items up.
An SCCC, he's found Ori in the sidelines. Ori, he get himself out of this. He looks to be in a whole world of trouble. He'll pop out the laser, but with the lining from SCCC, that's a secured kill.
A slow but painful death.
And with that kill as well, he is 150 gold or so away from having the Aghanim Scepter. Mugi moving in top, but Vici Gaming may be able to punish this. Nice little Manta dodge there with the Shuriken. He backs away, Fatal Bonds is down upon them. Paparazzi has popped the ult, he's trying to chase in.
See what he did there on Mugi? He actually diffused the Centaur, so it actually holds it in place, so he couldn't get the chase to get the stun off. That was a really nice play there by Mugi.
Off the back of that, I mean, they know that the shapeshift has been used. NewBee try and re-engage, but looks like they'll decide against it. A little too far away. Vici Gaming are, as they will play it safe, get themselves back up to the base. And NewBee just turned for the safer objectives, straight into Roshan. Very little, if anything, that Vici Gaming can do about this one, as they are fully up on the high ground at the moment, and no way of getting here in time.
And if you're playing in a Lycan lineup, this is the worst possible feeling, not getting your Roche. You need that to kind of get back in the game. It's just looking harder and harder as the game progresses.
I mean, NewBee certainly played very well in Game 1, but Game 2 just seems to be even more impressive from this lineup. Turning up here on the main stage at ESL Genting and giving us pretty flawless Dota.
They're looking for a fight here now too.
Vici Gaming smoked.
They are very low mana and they don't have SCCC there, so I don't know if...
Let's see what they start off with. KP immediately in with the combo onto Paparazzi. Paparazzi does have the hood, but is it going to be enough to save him? Lanham comes in with the stun. Paparazzi trying to get himself back up to the high ground. Hex as well onto this PL, trying to hold him down, but he pops the doppelganger, turns towards Lanham, or he's still laying down the march of the machines up on the high ground. Lanham in trouble though, taken down. That's the first casualty for Vici Gaming. There may be more. Mugi looking towards Fenrir, will claim the bounty's life as they hold him down with the net. Double kill for Mugi. Vici Gaming just left to retreat back up to the base, and they will make it. All three cores survive, but again, 2 quick and easy kills for NewBee, and they are more than happy to stick around and keep the pressure on.
They didn't even have SCCC there. They were just so confident to go on, because he can just throw the Nimbus from the base, so that's more than enough from his contribution. So it does look like it's going to be the Aghanim's choice for Kaka, but it's still a long ways away. But that heal is a different kind of approach to deal with the spam of the March as well as the Legion. Let's heal up his teammates all the way. 70% heal on that eggs. Pretty substantial.
NewBee will see the top lane pushing in. They'll look to play in that tier 2. And once again, they know that's just money for the taking here as Vici Gaming. No means of getting outside of the base and holding on to this one. See on the net worth, 14k gold lead. Builds up, and 14k at the moment on Mugi. A good 3k or so ahead of Ori's Tinker.
It's been about 10 minutes since Vici got their last kill. They got a tower, but it's a lot of green dots. NewBee making all the right moves.
Nice itemization as well from the cores of NewBee. Both PL, both Mugi and KP looking to go straight for the heart.
Yeah, just try to tank through that. It's the best option. Tank through the march, just breach that high ground. Because they've got good ways to get the vision. If they just need to throw a Zeus ulti, they'll know where the Tinker is, and then they can try to throw him back, toss back, something along those lines. More than anything, though. Yep. Sustain through that march is the goal. And
completed pipe on Faith. So all good to go. There's also a pipe over on the side of Vici Gaming, as Paparazzi does manage to finish it up, and as sort of God's mentioned on the panel, this almost a quintessential item for this team to have against the lineup of NewBee. And it will certainly help a little bit, but it's just sort of a question if it comes a little too late at this stage, as Vici Gaming, of course, already very far behind. Smoke up, KP looking to see if he can get a catch outside of the base. Fenrir heading forward, they will spot him immediately, and Fenrir on a bit of a scouting mission will pay for that, as NewBee clean up the bounty straight away. Moving up to the high ground.
Tinker's not in position here for this one now too.
And no marching with the machines already laid down. A stun onto Mugi. He immediately with the doppelganger just backing away in the backup of his team. Shadow word from Faith. Mugi is more than okay, and they get the first sort of sub-objective. They're able to get the fortification out of Vici Gaming.
Yeah, they're just split pushing the lanes out. SCCC went bottom. He's picked up Boots of Travel now too. He just doesn't want to have any risk of them doing it, like some split push. They've still got Aegis too, so they want to get as much as possible out of this. And we've just seen Vici. They've been kind of stuck in their base for the past 4 or 5 minutes now. Unable to really even split push efficiently. It's fearful. Ori doesn't really want to Boots of Travel on many of the waves because he doesn't see KP for a moment. Could be Shadow Bladed on top of him. There's a Zeus throwing on the Nimbus on top of the TP. Yeah, it's too risky to go for split push. So they're just getting out-resourced so heavily, and NewBee's suffocating them more and more, increasing that advantage.
When Ori does have his Aghanims complete, this is that you've got to bear in mind that there is this core hero on Vici's Gaming's lineup at the moment. It's sitting on 4k net worth yet to be invested. It is certainly going to make a difference, but of course, as we mentioned with the pipe, already on Faith, it's only going to be slightly, but still, you never can just understate how much a Tinker can do if played correctly. But it's so hard. You've already mentioned it. The sleep, one wrong move, and you're out.
And Zeus is one of the better ones to punish that because of static. You just get hit by anything. Look, a little spell bounces to you, static field hits you. You can't blink away.
And he's trying to get the courier out for the point booster, but look who's here, KP. Oh, that was very quick reactions.
He's got the blink up. Can KP find it?
He's got to be careful with it.
Doesn't go for it. Fenrir.
Mid lane, Mugi moving in straight away to Fenrir. They'll drop the chaotic offering straight away, take down the bounty hunter. Pipe is out by Paparazzi. Mugi's got the Shadow Word healing him back up. Lanham gets the Hex off. The Nimbus is down, causing chaos in the center of the fight for Vici Gaming. KP jumps into the midst of it all. Mugi committing as well, trying to find the kills. Blade Mail's there on Young 11, but they'll just fight through it, take down the Legion anyway. 50 seconds, no Young 11 Legion commander. NewBee get the kill, and immediately move down onto this bottom lane. Looking for that tier 3 tower.
Ori has gotten his Aghanims. It took him quite a journey, but he does have it now, but the damage is done. The Rax is almost dropped down, and he's unable to put the marches in a decent position from where NewBee is approaching.
Very quick with the blink there, backing himself off as Mugi moves in. Lanham's going to be off the mark with the stun. Does get the Hex, but he's rooted up. KP jumping in straight away, looking to control Fenrir on the back of it all. Lion gets bursted down. Vici Gaming just being kept in the base. The Nimbus Cloud down as well, holding them back as NewBee able to clean up the bottom racks without any sort of formidable defense from Vici Gaming. Mugi just forcing them further and further back into the fountain as the illusions build up. And what can Vici Gaming do to stop this?
They're just there. Oh man, his team's just taking the barracks while he stands alone versus 4 heroes.
KP immediately with a combo onto Young 11, who looks to try and TP into the midst of it all. He's held back by the root. That's going to be Young 11 going down again. They do manage to bring down Mugi. Massive kill for Vici Gaming, and with the PL gone, it will push them back, but of course Newbee, they've already claimed 2 sets of racks. Vici Gaming, they need a massive cleanup, and they may not get it here. They have the song. Newbee thinking about how they can re-engage on this one.
Shapeshift is ending.
They're looking towards Paparazzi, and they're going to have him with the upheaval slowing him down. The Shuriken bounce, those massive the wraparound. Ori and Ladham, they've come from the back, but they have lost 3 on Vici Gaming. How much can this Tinker and Lion do? I don't think there's going to be too much. They're trying their best. KP has the Shadow Blade. But they do manage to... They're keeping themselves in this game. They're holding on the best they can, Vici Gaming. But the lead, the advantage for Newbee just gets bigger and bigger. It's a 21k lead. They have the full set of racks down on them. They managed to get the melee racks middle lane. It's just sort of just a hiccup in the overall flow of things for Newbee.
Yeah.
I don't think you're too upset at all.
Absolutely. The damage was done, really. They got the racks but decent chunk of gold. So we're going to see Ori actually be able to go for that BKB, which he really desperately needs to be able to get into the fights versus the side of Newbee.
As we've seen, I think, you know, as with the 2 last survivors there, both Ori and Lanham. I mean, Lanham, to be fair to the guy, playing a Lion in this sort of game, it's always going to be hard, but he has been hitting some pretty crucial stuns and hexes. There's no doubt about that, and it has set up for the combo of the Tinker to burst through some of these heroes, as we saw in that last fight.
Yeah, they need the fight for Vici. It needs to be like, they need to have like multiple tracks out, and the Tinker needs to throw so many lasers and rockets because of the itemization coming out from Newbee, as we were mentioning. The pipe, the double hearts, they can withstand through a lot of this, and Newbee might just wait for that next Roche to come up. But I don't think they need to. They're ready to fight. They've got all the ults, and like we've been saying so much, man. Team fight. That's a team fight.
That's a Blink Dagger on Mugi as well, so even easier for him to get to those backlines. Find the Tinker, immediately dispatch the Lion if possible.
Man, Young 11 has not been able to find his ground this game on the Legion Commander. He's 0-7.
Only +10 dual damage at 32 minutes is never going to be feeling good.
It's really hard, by the way, the Newbee's been playing, and yeah, like we said, they don't need the brush. They're going to end this game. Tinker's not in position just yet, and they're actually already claimed the high ground.
Well, they're going to need to do something about this Vici game, and they cannot afford to be mega creeped at this stage. Lanham heading in, looking for the Hex of the Stun. They do have the burst coming out. Ori actually popped the BKB, tries to move in, but there's the Naga Song of the Siren, and the Root as well, holding this Tinker in place. What can Ori do to survive it? It doesn't look too great. The Aghanim's heal as well from Kaka Song of the Siren, healing the team back up to full. They'll move in onto the Tinker. Ori's down for 70 seconds. No buyback available on him. Paparazzi trying to fight, but the Shapeshift runs out. He's going to be held in place. 3 down on Vici Gaming. They'll lose Paparazzi as well, and G is called. An incredibly convincing start to the day for Newbee as they knock Vici Gaming down 2-0. Newbee looking pretty darn good today, Fogged.
Yes, as much as you might want to like harp on Vici, I think Newbee actually made so little mistakes in this game. They made the right decisions all the time. Sure, SCCC may have died that one time in the mid lane, but he kind of knew, you know, he was pinging himself. I loved that